Hi everybody. Well, in spite of me lubricating my tank valves on a regular basis, I've managed to get my kitchen gray tank valve stuck in the open position. So I am going to change that valve out now and we will see how things go. Hope you enjoy this short video. So I'm in the belly, under the belly, sorry. I have cut a flap there and along over here as well so that I can gain access to the valve. Now you have to be very careful when you're cutting a flap in it, because as you do so there are hydraulic lines up in there and that you don't want to nick. So up there is the valve that I have to replace. There it is, you can see it well there. This is the old cable. I fished it out. It is longer than 6 feet. The replacement is only 6 feet. So we'll see how that goes. But it was definitely not laid out in a good arrangement. It's always been tight, and even though I would lubricate it, it was still a problem. I have removed the 4 mounting bolts, one on each of these corners. Sorry, it's focusing on the hydraulic cables, so you can see there. So I've removed those 4 mounting bolts. So at this point, the old valve should be able to be removed from the flanges that are on both sides. So those big flanges right there, those are the actual flanges there. So it should be able to be removed from those. So that gray valve is out. It is dripping just a little bit. This is the old valve that came out. That is what they call a LaSalle Bristol valve, and I'm replacing it with a Valterra. So I'm not sure why that valve stopped working, but it did, and I couldn't get it to open or close anymore. So I'll let this water drain out of here for a little while until we can get it dry again, and then we'll put the other new seals up in there, and then we will put the new valve in. I will coat the new seals. The new seals are black, whereas those seals are orange on that one. But I will coat them with plumber's grease as well. You can see how stuff builds up on the valves. Even though we flush on a regular basis and do our best to not let food particles go down, we still end up having things clog in it. So make sure you flush your tanks well. Okay, new valve is in place. I've got it all sealed up there. So that's the new valve. Cable comes in. I ended up having to put a hole through my frame because it's got to go 6 inches. It's got to be straight for 6 inches as it comes out of the housing, and it couldn't do it any other way. So I had to put a hole in the frame there, and it's just big enough to have that come through, so that works. Still got a little bit of cleanup on the outside routing that I needed to do. The cable that came out was longer than the new cable. So since I couldn't find the longer cable to go in, I ended up creating putting the mount in under here, and that gave me enough. So all I've got to do now is clean up a little bit of the routing for the cable so that it doesn't have any big bends in it, and then reseal the bottom. We should be good to go. Well, it's not pretty, but there's the finished job. I've got scrim tape and then some tape that looks like a Turnabon on it, and it should keep everything sealed up well. Big thing I worry about is the scrim tape sometimes starts to peel at the edges, so I put some of the Turnabon type tape on it to secure it extra. So it looks like a job done, and everything seals up well, and the valve opens and closes real well. So we are done with this project. See you around a campfire.